And now, Analyze Everything proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 5 ugly, mean stepsisters named Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi. Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi made Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi all together. One day, the king of Sevenville's messengers said, Hear ye, the king of Sevenville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Septupling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi argue over who will marry Prince Septupling later. Cinderella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Septupling, while her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, Cinderella? Cinderella responds, I have lots of chores to be done. I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Septupling. Cinderella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. So she waves her magic wand. Because of that, Cinderella's chores are all done. But Cinderella's godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has 7 pumpkins. Cinderella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 7 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 14 strong horses. And then Cinderella's wear clothes into a gown and crown. Cinderella said, I've never seen such a septuple-tastic gown. And get a lot of my glass slippers, Cinderella's fairy godmother said. Have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everyone will change back to the way it was before. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Septupling said, Who should marry me? Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi say all together, He's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Septupling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Septupling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So she traveled around Sevenville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the home where Cinderella, Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi lived. But instead of Cinderella, Prince Septupling finds her 5 ugly, mean stepsisters. He then said, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper one by one? Sophia first, but her foot is too big. The rest is the same, but none of their feet fit. Suddenly, Prince Septupling notices Cinderella's sweet slipping. The glass slipper fits! Cinderella and Prince Septupling now live happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers, and this is the 2835th episode of Andrew Does Everything. Hang on. And now I've been debating on making the Cinderella sequels. I could do that. So, if you want to see Cinderella 2 7 Dreams Come True, maybe I can do it a 7-episode tradition. And all of you, I hope you enjoyed this parody fairy tale about rags to riches. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And, oh, look at the time. And well, Andrew's Doers, if we time this video just right, and a few minutes later, wait for it. And if we can time this video just right, maybe I could still do it a 7-episode tradition, by the way. And then this video is 7 minutes. 7 minutes. And take care, Andrew's Doers. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and buy our merchandise too. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 42erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 42erella. 42erella had 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Winona, and Una. All 8 of them constantly made fun of 42erella and made her do all the chores. 42, wench, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said the ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. One day, the king of 42burg's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 42burg is going to throw a ball and with lots of food at 9 o'clock. And 11 o'clock is dance time. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son. Prince, do a quadrigen tupling." "Can I come?" asked 42erella, but she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters Farah to Una are. "He's going to marry me," said Farah, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Farah." "Wrong, he's going to marry me," said Olivia. "Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me," said Ramona. The rest say, "All 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me." Later, 42erella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Dua Quadrigen Tupling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, 42erella. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you." And so, she waves her magic wand. And because of that, all of 42erella's chores are all done, and her best party dress is fixed and made bigger and better. 42erella says, "I've never seen such a dual quadrigen tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough?" But 42erella's This fairy godmother is not done yet, she said. 42rella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 42rella has 42 pumpkins and 84 mice. 42rella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 42 pumpkins into a handsome coach and the 84 mice into horses. 42rella climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, "Have fun, 42rella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to normal." And so, 42rella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling was wondering who he should marry. "Son, wondering who to marry, son?" asks the king of 42burg, in which Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling says, "Yes, father, I don't know who." Suddenly, 42rella arrives at the ball just in time. Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Winona, and Una say all together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling is walking towards 42rella. He then asks, May I please have this dance?" "I would be delighted," said 42rella. Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling and 42rella dance happily together. But later, 42rella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling was so worried that he might never see 42rella again. The king of 42burg comforted him by saying, There, now, son. I think we'll be able to find 42rella, he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find her and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrive, they knock on the door of the house where 42rella and her 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina to Ona, Farah to Una, live. But instead of 42rella, they find Farah to Una. They then say, Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling, "Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" "Slippers?" Farah is first, but her feet are too big. Olivia is next, but her feet are too small. "Nonsense! They fit!" she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of 42burg and Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling noticed 42rella singing. "Prince Dua Quadrigen Toppling and your majesty is going to throw. Is that you guys?" The king of 42burg exclaims, "My dear daughter-in-law, 42rella, we found you!" And the glass slippers fit. And now, 42rella, Prince Quadrigen Toppling, and the king of 42burg lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and Andrew Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at andrewdoeseverything.com. Take care, bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 77rella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young woman named 77rella. 77rella had 12 ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters named Sabrina, Estrella, Veronica, Emma, Natalia, Tasha, Yelena, Sophia, Ella, Valeria, Eleonora, and Nina. 12 of them constantly made fun of 77rella and always made her do all the chores. 77, wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said the 12 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. And then one day, the king of 77ville's messenger arrives and says, hear ye, that king of 77ville is going to throw a ball and lost with his son, Prince Septa Gin-Toppling. Sabrina, Estrella, Veronica, Emma, Natalia, Tasha, Yadina, Sophia, Ella, Valeria, Eleanor, and Nina ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argue over who Prince Septa Gin-Toppling fall in true love with. Later, 77 is distraught, upset, and sad about not going to the ball. Whatever will I do? She whimpers. Suddenly, 77's fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, now, 77, I can turn you into a princess with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you, she said. 77's fairy godmother waves her magic wand to do all the chores for 77, turn her into a princess's attire, and even a pair of glass slippers appear on her feet. 77 says, I've never seen such a Gin-Toppling-tastic gown, and I love my new glass slippers. But how am I going to get to the ball? Fortunately, 77's fairy godmother turned 77 pumpkins and 150 mice into a handsome coach drawn by horses. 77 says, oh, fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? Says 77. Her fairy godmother says, well, you can't. But I had fun, 77. But I will warn you to return home before midnight. That's when the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. And so, 77 accepts the warning. At the ball, the wise and kind king of 77ville asks, wondering who's your true love? Prince Septa Gin-Toppling, in which Prince Septa Gin-Toppling responds, yes, father. 77 arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Septa sees who is his true love. Walks straight towards her. He's walking towards me, said Sabrina, Estrella, Veronica, Natalia, Emma, Tasha, Yadina, Sophia, Ella, Valeria, Eleanor, and Nina all together, but Prince Septa Gin-Toppling is not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 77 He then says, you must be my true love, 77 May I please have this dance? Yes, said 77 overjoyed. And so, 77 and Prince Septa Gin-Toppling dance. Hamlet sing 77 as they dance, while the wise and kind King 77 watches them happily. Come on, 77 let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be when both of us are in 77 heaven? Come on, Prince Septa Gin-Toppling, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. We're both in 77 heaven. But soon, 77 realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, the king of 77ville and Prince Septa Gin-Toppling traveled all around the neighborhood 77ville to find 77 who captured Prince Septa Gin-Toppling's heart. and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. If they can find Princess Deception's true love, then they can get married. By the time they arrive, they knock on the door of the home where 77 Cinderella and her ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 77 Cinderella, they find her ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters. Sabrina, Estrella, Veronica, Emma, Natalia, Tasha, Yadina, Sofia, Ella, Valeria, Eleanor, and Nina. Prince Sata then says, "Ladies, my father, the king of 77ville, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this slipper? Sabrina, the oldest stepsister, is first, but her foot is too big. Estrella is next, but her foot is too small." "Nonsense! It fits!" she said. The rest did the same thing, but none of their feet are the right size either. Just then, 77 arrives. She looks rather familiar. She then tries the glass slipper on and transforms back into a princess. And the king of 77ville, and Prince such a Jin Toppling live happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and it everything. And I've also been debating on completing a number of Cinderella parodies in the 70s of a tradition. Maybe I could do it a daily tradition that the numbers that start with the number 7. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and everything. Buy our merchandise at everything.com. Andrews Doers. Take care. Bye.